Why, hello there everyone. I'm Laxow, aka the Kumo Sensei. Minasan, ohayo gozaimasu. And today we're working with breeding some dwarf species. This is the Neoholothele incei, olive color form. And honestly, I did not do anything. Okay, hear me out. So all I've done was just introduce the male to the female's enclosure, and the male pretty much done the rest. I was pretty much shocked at how nice the female was treating this male. I tried this species last time here on the channel, and the female was kind of aggressive, but this is a different female and a different male altogether, and this one went very, very smooth. I was pretty happy with the results. Stay tuned and watch this, guys. And now I would really like to thank everybody and everyone who has been watching my videos. The traction it has gained over time has been building up slowly, so I truly want to thank everybody. Minasan, arigatou gozaimasu. Reciproco a tous. Muito obrigado. And thank you everyone for helping me and supporting my channel, because it's slowly growing little by little, and a little goes a long way. And everybody's amazing. Minasan, ikimashou. Now let us get back into this tarantula breeding video. So this is my Neoholothele incei, as stated already. This species is not very profitable in the hobby because it's commonly bred, and pretty much everyone has it, so it's very affordable and readily available too. So I usually just breed these as pets. So any offspring I produce, usually I keep the majority of them, and then I trade some off for some new bloodline of Neoholothele incei. So what I do is typically I would trade 3 Neoholothele incei slings for 1 new Neoholothele incei sling. So that way, the person I'm trading with gets more than what they bargained for, and I get a new bloodline. So it's a win-win on both ends, and that is how you do business, guys. You unload a lot of what you have, and in return, you bring a new bloodline, and then you can just repeat the cycle. This is how I usually approach tarantula breeding and bringing in a new bloodline to my collection. And some people are saying I'm ripping myself off, but honestly, if you have so many slings already and so many specimens, it honestly wouldn't really hurt to trade away multiple specimens for one single specimen of the same species. So to me, I have plenty to spare, and the person I'm trading with gets something worth in return. And oh boy, guys, for those who know me, I actually give very good prices, way too good of prices at times. I usually don't like ripping off people or going with the market standard, because the market standard is way too inflated and way too expensive, so I really don't like that approach. So I usually do things very, very cheap, so that way everybody stays happy, and in return, I build relationships with other tarantula vendors and breeders, and trust me, it goes a long way. And now that I mention it, I want to bring this into light. I don't want to create YouTube videos for views and clicks, because that's not my goal. My goal is to show you guys what I do as a tarantula breeder, explain some things, and just pretty much have fun along the way. So whether I get 1 million views, 0 views, 10 views, it really doesn't bother me, honestly. I'm just happy creating content, and I would really like to get my name out there as a tarantula breeder, and I would really like to be acknowledged by the masters of this hobby. If you're a tarantula breeder, you should know the legendary tarantula breeders, or respect them and learn the history about the tarantula hobby and those who came before. If you live in the United States, you should know some tarantula breeders, the legendary ones, the ones that were here since the beginning, over 20 years plus. Those people have contributed so much to this tarantula hobby. And honestly, a lot of tarantula breeders nowadays don't even know who these people are, which is honestly kind of sad, because as a tarantula breeder, it is our job to understand where these tarantulas came from, who produced them in captivity, and what they contributed to what we have now. And I'm going to sound mean, but I gotta be honest. If you're a tarantula breeder and you do not know these legends, these people that came before us, you don't deserve to be a tarantula breeder. Because these people pretty much produce a lot of the species that you currently have now, and without them, you probably wouldn't even have these species here in the United States, or probably in the hobby in general. If you live in the United States and you do not know these tarantula breeders, and you want to become a tarantula breeder, I recommend everybody to learn about them, what they contributed, and that the history that these people brought to the tarantula hobby within the United States. And I'm talking about people like Tom Patterson, Kelly Swift, Todd Gearhart, Tom Saxon, and these legendary tarantula breeders. You know, these people that came before us. So you may be wondering, who's my favorite tarantula breeder of all time? And my favorite one, without a doubt, is Tom Patterson. That man humbles you. Like, if you hate people getting up at your face to prove you're wrong, or if somebody challenges you and you hate that, you're going to hate Tom Patterson. There's a lot of stories about Tom. That man is amazing. He actually knows his stuff. If you don't know much about tarantula breeding and you're getting into it, that man is gonna educate you and humble you. Like, what? There are so many stories about people getting humbled by Tom Patterson. I really wish he humbles me someday, man. Like, just him just coming straight up to me and just telling me I'm wrong and then showing me why I'm wrong. Because that that will be the greatest honor of all time. You learn something from somebody who came before you. He also has an amazing tarantula collection. He's a really big tarantula breeder, and I believe he imports as well. He also has an online shop, Hardcore Arachnids, and I will link it down below if you want to go support Tom Patterson and see what he's selling, because he does sell some rare tarantulas at times, which honestly, he's really cool. And trust me guys, getting acknowledged by these greats is kind of a difficult task because they've pretty much already done and did everything, or a lot of things in the hobby already. So if you become acknowledged by one of the greats, then you've done something right. And it's very difficult to do that because as good as I am, I don't even consider myself close to being as good as those greats. Like for example, Kelly Swift producing Peace Letharia Metallica in the early 2000s, Tom Patterson working with many species over the past many years. Todd Gearhart has been in the hobby for over 30 years, I believe. And Tom Saxon producing some of the first here in the United States when it comes to certain species. And there are other legendary acknowledged tarantula breeders here in this hobby. But this is just pretty much like the general people that most people should know. And if you don't know, then it's time you study the history of tarantula breeding and also study the tarantula hobby in general. It is our job as future tarantula breeders to understand and acknowledge those who came before us. And I know that some people just want to produce species, but we must also never forget the people and the contributions that came before us. But for now everyone, that's enough history 101, and let's get back into this. And as you can see, this male is going to be pushing this female over the edge a little bit, which honestly got me a little bit worried, but don't worry, he gets the job very well done. It's even for his small stature, I really didn't think he'll be this capable. And I do notice that a lot of people say I have a very soothing voice whenever I'm doing commentary, and why I stay so calm when it comes to tarantula breeding. And the honest answer why I stay calm is because it's what you're supposed to do. If you know what you're doing, and if you're experienced at what you're doing, then stay calm. If you're new to tarantula breeding, and if it's your first time experiencing something like this, then you're probably going to panic a little bit. But my advice is to stay as calm as possible, and everything usually works out. My approach to tarantulas is very different from everybody else on YouTube. Everyone on YouTube wants to present tarantulas in a way where it's shock factor, high intense energy, adrenaline rush, and that sort of thing. I approach tarantulas as a beautiful living creature, which is why the atmosphere I give off when creating videos is more so of a chill, lo-fi type of video. And I know that for some people, they want to see more of the high adrenaline rush, but a lot of tarantula YouTubers are already doing that. And I don't really like that approach because it really puts a more intense energy onto tarantulas. Tarantulas are actually very beautiful creatures, and this is my approach to bringing them into the spotlight. And I honestly think I'm the only person presenting tarantulas in this fashion here on YouTube. Back to the video though, as you can see, the male is done, and the female honestly just walks away free like it was nothing. Typically, females sometimes will be hungry after pairing, but it seems that this female here is really nice and just let him get away easily. So overall, as stated earlier, this pairing was very easy and very smooth. So the male lives to see another day. So I'm gonna wrap up this video around here. So if you enjoyed this video, please feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and stay updated to whenever I upload here on the channel. I upload every single Tuesday and Friday, so please feel free to subscribe and stick around whenever I upload, especially if you enjoy the way I present tarantulas, and also in hopes to becoming an acknowledged tarantula breeder. Follow me on my social medias and support me on Patreon. And with that, stay lax, and Laxow out from the Kumo Sensei.